Okay, here we go. Hey, everybody. My name is Lauren Davis. I am a senior Ruby ambassador, and I'm super excited to be chatting with you guys tonight on Going Gold in our Rank
That's
Up
what
series.
he was really nervous when I told him this morning.
Oh, there we go. Okay, so I'm going to be talking a little bit, and then I have a few other girls that are all gold, and they're going to be sharing a little bit of their tips on how they reach that rank as well. So let me share my screen. Share screen. What do I want to share? Okay. Let's see if this works. Okay, can y'all see my screen? Yes. Okay, perfect. Here we go. Okay, Going Gold. Okay, first of all, what is gold and how do you get there? Do not let this chart overwhelm you at all because this is just an easy visual. We can call this our family tree if you wish. But in order to go gold, that means you have 100 points in your back office in that month. When you go silver, that's 3 people under you. When you go senior silver, that's 50 people under you. And then when you go gold, that is 100 points. And you can get to gold multiple different ways. But this is just a little chart showing the duplication process. So probably one of the easiest and quickest ways to go gold is to sponsor 3 people and then help those 3 people that you sponsored, help them develop silvers as well. And then I just put like a little chart on the side to show you guys what level your ambassadors are and how many points you get for each level 1, level 2, level 3, and so forth. At the bottom, you'll see 15 of those points of your 100 need to be your outside leg points. And this is probably one of the first ranks that you have to start focusing on your outside leg points. And all outside leg points means is that you cannot sign one person and help that one person go gold and then you're automatically gold. And Plexus does that so that if you're not working your business, your people underneath you, they can actually outrank you. So in order to go gold, you need 100 points total. And 15 of those have to come from your outside legs. So let's say, I'll just use myself for example, okay? So I have in the very beginning, Randy Page was like my #1 runner, okay? And so she is my primary leg, but in order to rank up, I had to make sure that my points outside of her legs made up my outside leg points in order to help me rank up. And I hope that makes sense. If not, I can go more into detail on that later. I can share a video with you guys. But all that to say is you have to make sure that you're paying attention to your outside leg points and your primary leg points. I can't see anybody's faces, I'm sorry. Okay, next slide. Okay, perks of going gold. Guys, going gold is so much fun and there's so many different fun incentives for when you go gold. First of all, you get a one-time achievement bonus of $250. You get exclusive gold trainings each month from our team. So our team actually has partnered with 2 other diamond teams. And once a month, we get exclusive gold trainings from top leaders. And it's just an incredible time of leadership and just all the learning things. So you're getting poured into, you're learning new things. And so that is like a super cool thing that you get to be a part of when you go gold. You also get access to our golds and above leaders thread. You get invited to the exclusive gold school that corporate puts on. And these are just some fun photos from gold school. I believe this was in Dallas a few months ago. And then also at convention this year, we had an exclusive gold party, which was a lot of fun. I don't know if y'all saw any social media stories or photos floating around, but it was just super fun. So many, so much just loud music, so many gold like decorations and balloons and dances and open bar and free food and just gifts and all the things. So many perks of going gold. And that's just a few of them. Okay, So I'm going to share a little bit about my story. Sorry, my throat's dry. And I just want to let you guys know that everybody's timeline is different. So don't look at my timeline and think, okay, she went gold in July, August, September, October, 3 months. Because not everybody's going to go gold in 3 months. Some people go gold in their first month. Some people, it takes a year. Everybody's story is completely different, and that's okay. And that's the beauty of this, is that as long as you don't give up, you will always continue to grow your business. As long as you're doing the things and you keep showing up, it doesn't matter what your timeline looks like, because it's different for everybody. But July of 2018 is when I went silver. And then October of 2018, that same year, is when I went gold. And a lot of the things that I did when I went gold, I still do to this day. The only thing different about when I went gold in 2018 is we did not get points for welcome packs. Yeah. So you know how whenever you sign somebody up now, if you sign a level 1, you get 6 points for that welcome pack. Back in the day, we did not get points for welcome packs, and it was so incredibly hard. So we had to sign someone up and retain that person in order to get points for them next month. We also did not get 6 points on our level 1s. We only got 5 points. So there are so many incredible things that Plexus has done to benefit our business now, versus the way it was 4 years ago. And I'm so super thankful for that, just because I have seen so many people rank up so much quicker. The compensation plan is to your benefit. I love that about Plexus. They always keep, their ambassadors at the forefront. And so the things that I did to go gold, I showed up every single day. I was always on the team calls. I was always on the power hours, no matter when they were. At 6 o'clock in the morning or 9 o'clock at night, I was always doing the power hours. I was posting consistently, multiple times a day, honestly. I was super excited about it. I didn't hold back. My belief was through the roof. And I believe, I truly believe, those are the things that propelled me and helped me go gold. Sorry, I don't have my chats open. I don't want to miss anything. But if I do miss anything, just someone tell me something. Okay, so my tips on just going gold. Set your goals. Like, when do you want to go gold by? Do you want to go gold this month? Do you want to go gold next month? And make sure those goals are attainable, and make sure that you are willing to put forth the work in order to achieve that goal. Because if you set an unrealistic goal and you don't hit that goal, it could hinder you, honestly. It could set you back. It could, I don't know, just make sure whatever goals you're setting, make sure that they're attainable, and that they are specific. Stay consistent. Kind of like I mentioned earlier, stay consistent with posting, stay consistent with doing your IPA, stay consistent with just following up and showing up to team calls and just being coachable. Just stay consistent with your business. Okay, this was a big one for me. Invest time into your personal development. So, and I think it was when I went gold to senior gold, but we had our very first gold retreat in Arkansas, and it was me, it was my sister, it was Megan Knoll, Taylor Eatsy, and was that it? I think that was it. I think there were 5 of us. And the Cassandra was there, and Jordan was there, and they invited Tamara Holloway and Jessica Heffley to come be guests for our gold retreat. Very first gold retreat, okay? So it was all the way in Arkansas. I was super excited about it. And up until that point, I had never read a book in my entire life. Never. Not even in high school. I spark noted my way through high school, spark noted my way through college. Not even gonna lie, I hated reading. I thought it was a waste of time. I saw no benefit to it whatsoever. And when I told Jessica Heffley that I was never gonna read a book, you would never catch me dead reading a book, I got a death glare from her. And I will never forget the look that she gave me. And that has always stuck with me because I was just like, okay, so maybe there's something to this whole reading thing. Like she's a diamond. I'm just like this lowly old gold, and I'm not going to listen to her and take this advice to read a book. Okay, so I left Gold Retreat and I got home and I was like, okay, like I got to read a book. If I want to be what Jessica Heffley is, if I want to be Diamond someday, I'm going to have to listen to her and I'm going to have to pick up a book. Yes, Melinda, I am also thinking about you because I know you don't like reading either.
What you have a lot of food on your plate.
But so I got home and
Are these healthy?
I don't know if I can mute people. I'm sorry.
You're fine. Bring it in.
Click participant.
You
You can
here.
mute.
There we go.
Or if you want to make me a co-host, I can mute.
Let me see if I can make you a co-host. I'm going to do that. It just says make host on your name. Oh, well, we're good. Whoops. Don't look at that screen. Okay. So I got home and I was like, that's something I'm gonna have to work on. And so I did. I picked up books. I started reading. I was listening to audibles. One, because they were super easy for me. I was listening to them at the gym while I was doing cardio. I was listening to them on my way to the work. I was listening to them, doing my makeup in the mornings or doing my hair or whatever it was. Like I truly just dove all into personal development. And I cannot even tell you guys how much personal development has impacted my business. Swallowing my pride, didn't think I needed it, and I truly did need it. So if you want to go gold and if you want to go beyond gold, which you probably do if you're on this call, you have got to learn to love to read. You've got to pick up a book. Number 4, do the scary things and know what you're avoiding. If going live scares you, I encourage you to go do a live. If talking on your Instagram story scares you, go talk on your stories, because the more you do it, the less scary it becomes, and you grow. You actually grow from doing the scary things. And usually the things that you're most scared of, those are the things that you're avoiding. And the things that you're avoiding are usually the things that you're most called to do. So remember that. Those are typically the things that you will excel the most in. I avoided cold messages for probably the first year or two. I'm just going to be honest, like I avoided them. But now I love sending cold messages because I'm actually really good at it. I'm really good at sending cold messages and I'm okay with owning that. But I avoided it for so long. Number 5, start growing your leadership lid. That goes back to personal development. Talk on team calls. Lead power hours. I believe before I was even gold, Taylor Utsi and I were leading power hours for Jordan's team. And there may have only been 5 or 6 of us, working at that time, but that helped us grow our leadership lid. So if there's an area that you're like, hey, I kind of want to lead, I want to, learn how to grow my leadership lid, get with your sponsor and figure out where you can start leading. The next thing, build your belief, whether that's in the products, build belief in yourself, and build belief in the business. And all of that comes from just trainings, getting on Zoom calls, listening to podcasts, watching diamond documentaries, all the things. And lastly, treat this like a business. I could go on and on about treating this like a business, but the best thing and most easiest thing that I have found when it comes to treating this like a business is to time block. Set aside time for your business, whether that's at 5 o'clock in the morning before you go to your regular job, or if that's in between your kids' nap time, or if it's when your kids go to bed at night. Set aside an hour a day to knock out your business, go through your virtual office, send your messages, do your follow-ups, all the things. Those are my tips. I'm going to go to the next slide, and we're going to hear from 4 gold ambassadors. And the first one is Carrie. She is under my sister, so she's a sideline. Let me see here. Here we go. Carrie, this is all you, girl. Share us your tips. Is Carrie here?
She's on. Her Wi-Fi is not great though. Carrie, can you talk?
I can't see any faces. Chandler, what can you say about Carrie? What did Carrie do to
Oh
go
gosh. Put me on the spot. All the things. What can I not say about Carrie? I met her as a stranger first off in our first time we talked. I just could tell that she had what it takes to take this on as a business. She hit the ground running. She came to my Super Saturday like 3 days later. Didn't know a single person there, which was just so bold of her. And she even told me how scared she was. She pulled up to my house and she texted me in the driveway and she's like, I don't think I can come in. I was like, you've got to come in. You've already drove this far. Like, you can do this. So she came inside, again, didn't know anybody. And at Super Saturday, she enrolled for convention and texted her best friend, Molly, who I think may talk later today, and signed her up for convention and got her on that was her first VIP. So truly, like, the biggest thing about Carrie is she just led with confidence from the get-go. She treated this as a business from day one. Every single person she signed, she got on the phone, whether it was by herself or a three-way phone call, and she was leading with the business. And she was just pure confidence, even if she faked it. And she'll probably tell you looking back that she had to fake it because none of us are full of confidence when we start this journey. Most of us are terrified. But she just did incredible from the very get-go. And she has a booming business now. She has several fast start golds and senior silvers under her. 2 or 3 different active legs right now, and she's just growing like crazy. So that is what I will share about her. She's trying to call me right now, but she said her internet dropped. And I'm sure she's super bummed. But she has 2 or 3 girls from her team that are going to be sharing after. And I'm sure that they can say even more just about her leadership and her business style.
Thank you so much for pivoting and filling
Sure.
in for Carrie. If her internet uncrashes later, we can have her jump back on. But next, we're going to hear from Carrie's sister, Katie, who I believe went Fast Start Gold. So Katie, if your internet is working and you are on, we would love to hear from you on all your tips on how you went gold.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So I'm Katie. I started Plexus back in January. Was kind of skeptical at first. Like, I kept telling Carrie, like, I just don't know, like, this isn't for me. I don't know if I can do this. Like, I tried the whole selling one time at another product and I was just horrible at it. Like, I don't think I can do this. And so she had me jump on a call with her and Chandler. And they're like, no, like, you can do this, like, it's possible. So I took it. We created an event and I invited a lot of friends, and was shocked at the number of people that like messaged me during that event or afterwards saying, hey, I want more information. So that kind of was like, wow, I can do this. And so once I got that confidence in being able to do it, I felt like I was able to kind of run with it. So I would say that my biggest tips on going gold is, we say it all the time, but build your belief. And for me, it wasn't just building my belief in the products, it was building it in the business as well. Because I know it's easy to like focus one over the other. Like, for the longest, I was just building my belief on the products and kind of just leaving the business to the side. And I remember asking Carrie, like, I've got all these girls signing up underneath me, but nobody wants to join the business with me. And she said, well, Katie, you haven't really shared about what the business can do for you and what it has done for you. So I started sharing my belief in the business and going from there. And that's kind of when I reached out to who's talking next, Maddie. She's been my best friend forever. And I was like, hey, I really want to do this with you. So I sold the products to her first. Like, I was leading that way and she wasn't really biting. She's like, I just don't know. Like, it's a lot of money. I can't afford that. And so Carrie's like, switch your tune, lead with the business. And so that's what I did. I immediately switched over to talking about the business side of it with Maddie. And I was like, I 100% believe you can do this with me. So I feel like building your belief in the business and finding someone who's going to believe in it with you and running is kind of my two biggest tips on getting to gold. If I don't think it was for Maddie, like I've leaned on her so many times and she's leaned on me, and now we're both here in this awesome position where we can provide for our families separately from just our teaching jobs. So those are my two biggest tips.
Thank you so much for sharing. And that is so important to just build your belief and your confidence in the business and the products. Because if you don't have belief in yourself or the business or the products, it's going to be really hard to talk about it on social media. So yes, thank you so much. And like she said, next up, we are going to hear from Maddie, which is Katie's level 1. And she also, I believe, went Fast Start Gold. So Maddie, you are up.
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Yes, go girl.
Okay. Kate, you're making me blush over here. Yes, me and Katie and Carrie, we haven't known each other since we were itty bitty. Me and Kate were born 2 weeks apart. Our parents, our dads taught together for what, 20, 30 something years, ag teachers. And my mom babysat Katie. So we were, since diapers, we've been together. So yes. So I'm Maddie Taylor. I teach junior high here in Matador, Motley County, super tiny. But I enjoy it, but I'm definitely enjoying summer, not ready for school to start. So yes, I guess I started February. So not long after Katie had started, I remember seeing a few posts of hers, and of course I saw Carrie post before, and I was like, oh, okay, they're kind of doing this new deal. And then Kate reached out to me, and I was kind of like she said, I was kind of like skeptical at first. I listened to what she had to say, but I was kind of like, oh no, like, this isn't really for me. I don't think, I don't know. And she invited me to listen, or I think it was one of your videos, Lauren, about hypoglycemia. And I watched it and I was like, oh, that kind of sounds like me. Like I can relate to this. And so I got to thinking about it and I was like, well, maybe I could use like some energy pickup and stuff. And then like Katie said, she reached out to me about the business side of things. And I was like, man, like if it worked out, like, why would I not do it? And if I like the products, then why would I not have them paid for? And if it all fell together, then why not? And so I jumped in February, and I remember I made my first post, and immediately, of course, like I had a few messages and I was like panicking and texting Carrie and texting Katie. And without their leadership and help, I wouldn't have been here today. And of course, Chandler has helped out tremendously whenever I needed her also. So when I think about some things that helped me to go gold is do one thing every day towards your business if you can. I know back when school was going on, it was a lot, to me, it was easier for me to take care of my business. Now that summer, we're almost out of summer, but I thought things would slow down when summer hit, and no, it has not. So I think once the school year gets going again and I get back into my routine, things will pick up a little bit for me. But tip is do one thing every day towards growing your business, whether that is posting on your story, making a post, doing some follow-ups. Maybe you have some messages that you sent out and you have a few people that are kind of still on the fence, or that they haven't replied to you in a few days. Don't be afraid to reach back out to them, because everybody gets busy and life happens. They might have not seen their phone go off or got the notification that you replied back to them. So follow up with them, sending messages, send a message, I'm reading Chandler's chat. Send messages out to people. Don't be afraid to do that. So that comes to my second tip. Block out the negative thoughts. I remember there was like one day specifically that I like went crazy sending messages. I was trying to reach out to people. I was like being very proactive, and like I felt like I was on fire, and I sent out like 25 messages to people. And I think I had maybe 3 or 4 get back to me. And I was so defeated. And I was like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? I just, spent all day trying to reach out and promote. But out of like those 4 people, I think I had like maybe 1 or 2 sign up, and then, one was thinking about it. There was positive outcomes just from doing that, as opposed to if I didn't do that day, then I wouldn't have gotten those 4. And so you've got to try to remind yourself to be optimistic and stay the course. I had to block out, is this for me and everything, because it is, and it has been a great journey. So those 2 tips have been crucial. Do one thing every day and block out your negative thoughts. So.
Love that. Thank you so much, Maddie. Those are such great tips. And I totally agree with you. Yes, block out the negative thoughts, put your blinders on, like do you, don't focus on whatever people are thinking or doing, because you really just truly don't know.
Right.
And then yes, do one thing every single day to move the needle in your business. Love that. Okay. And lastly, we are going to hear from Yvette. Let me see here. Okay, Yvette, take it over, girl. It's all yours.
Hi, party people. I'm Yvette Acosta, for those of you who don't know me. Just a couple of tips that I wanted to say about going gold. Don't, I guess, ignore or diminish the power of a sample. I give out samples a lot. I give out samples to my kids' swim coach, to soccer moms, to my neighbor who needs dinner. Guess what? You're getting dinner and samples. I give samples to everybody or as many people as I can, because that's all it took for me. It took 2 samples. My sister gave me 2 samples, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to try it. And I was hooked. I love the taste. I love the flavor. I love what it did for me. And I was hooked. I didn't even know what it was called. I didn't even know anything about it, but I wanted more. So don't diminish the power of a sample. Give out samples if you can. Hydrate, active, whatever it is, because people want to know, does it taste good? Do they even like it? Things like that. So that is my thing. I give out samples whenever I can. Let's see what else. Be intentional about everyone in your path. So like, I'm very good about one-on-one personal type of things. I don't like to post on social media. I don't like to do things on social media, but I have to do that. So I'm better on one-on-one, and whoever comes in my path, I'm talking to you about Plexus. So for example, today I sat through a presentation for Cutco knives. And by the end of it, the girl was like, she asked me in the beginning, what do you do? And I said, well, I'm ambassador for Plexus. And she didn't know what that meant. And so she's like, well, what's Plexus? And mind you, at the end of the call, I'm already going to send her information about Plexus, because she's interested and she's a go-getter. And I got to see what she was like in that whole presentation. So what I'm saying is, whoever is in your path, they have a gut, they have something that they're going through, and they want to make money, or they want to feel better about themselves. So talk to them about Plexus. That's what I like to do. One-on-one, personal, I guess, contact is what I like. That's how I like. Treat your customers how you want to be treated. So in the beginning, when people quit, right away after barely 30 days of taking it, they didn't even finish their products. I was like, bye, Felicia, whatever. I didn't care, right? I was like, whatever, that's your fault. You missed out. That's what I'm saying. But after a while, I'm like, you know what? I don't care if they don't stay or they do stay. I'm going to treat them the best that I can treat them. I'm going to treat them with the best customer care that I can. And it's helped me, because one of my really good friends, she has like, she didn't even know her subs were going through. She's like, oh, I got another package. Oh, I got another, whatever. She didn't even know, she wasn't taking the product. She was a 30-day girl. And I'm, no, it's not for me. I'm like, okay, well, guess what? All that stuff that she had, she started giving to her friends. She's like, I gave it to my friend. I gave it to my mom. And guess what? Her mom is one of my best customers because I treated her so good that guess what? Her mom is like, I love this stuff and I want more. I'm going to be consistent with it and I'm going to take it. So you never know like what's going to happen in your business. If you treat everybody like, bye Felicia, like I did in the beginning, then they're probably never, ever going to come back. But if you treat them like 100%, I'm going to take care of you. I'm going to walk you through it. They're going to say, you know what? She actually cares about me. She actually cares about my health. She cares about my situation. And I just look for opportunities to talk to people about Plexus. That's what I do. I look for it. I had a distant cousin message today. She's a single mom and she's like, I'm just struggling. And I'm like, what do you need? And she's like, prayer. Okay, I got you. And then she's like, finances. And I'm like, this is a good opportunity. Like, you know what I mean? I got to talk to her and like put in Plexus as well in our conversation because this can help out people who are really struggling health-wise or financial-wise. So treat your customers how you want to be treated. This is a great opportunity for many people and somebody shared it with you, somebody told you about it. So another thing I was going to talk about is the Gold Party. This is my first convention that I went to in Ohio, and I had a lot of fun. I had so much fun. The Gold Party was the best, and I don't even know how they ended it because it was like going on until we could go to the next party. And I was like, how are they going to end this? There's so many people in here dancing, but it was so fun, and I loved it. I loved the whole community, meeting new people. It was a lot of fun, a lot of gold in that party, like gold everywhere, all the things, like people wearing wigs and outfits, like the guy was completely in gold. It was just crazy, but it was so fun. And for a mom of 4 who barely gets out, that was like a lot of fun. It was like party time. I don't get to go out much places except the grocery store. So it was great. I had a fun time. Y'all should go to Nashville next year. And I think that's all. Like, don't forget the power of a sample and be intentional about your customers, about your people, and find a pathway that you guys cross at and meet and talk about Plexus, talk about this opportunity. So that's all I got.
You brought it. You are amazing. Who wants to hear from Yvette lead a team call again? Raise your hand. I know I do. Well, thank you guys so much for listening in on all the things gold. If you like my end slide here, I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing my screen. So if there are any questions that anybody had specifically for me or for one of the girls, like, the floor is yours. What you got?
I wanted to say Madeline had a question in the chat, and I was going to see if you would like pop on and ask that because that was a really, really good. Is it Madeline Ruth? I don't know if you say it both together, but
I'm looking.
Yeah, I can ask. Yeah, it's Madeline Ruth. You were right. So I'm new to Plexus, and actually my best friend, who was my first brand ambassador, is also on here with us. But I was wondering how you lead with the business when people haven't tried the product yet, but like you love them, they'd be amazing, this is for them, but they've never tried the product. How do you lead with the business?
Do you want me to answer it? I can answer it. Yeah, so the very first thing that I personally have to do is build my belief in the business. I have to know that the business opportunity, like what it's about. Like, I have to go build my belief. I have to go watch Diamond documentaries. I need to go read some financial testimonies. I just have to know what it's about so that when I do lead with the business and when I present it or when I talk about it or I'm excited about it, then I have that kind of like that belief in my toolbox. But whenever you're reaching out about the business, if it's via text message or in person, I always like to compliment the person. tell them what I see in them, why I like being around them, tell them kind of what I'm doing, and tell them why I think they would be amazing at it. This is where I'm going. You know, with this business, I can see this, this, and this in you. Have you ever thought about doing something that from this, you know, something like this from home? And that's kind of, I know it's kind of like just simple, I guess. It's, you just don't overthink it. Like, that's one of the biggest things I will say is just don't overthink it, and just be you. Also,
Okay, so
I was
have-
gonna say,
sorry.
like, no, you're good. I was gonna say kudos to you for showing up to this team call and bringing your first brand ambassador. So amazing. Okay, go Amy. What you got?
Just like building on top of that, how do y'all, so like if you lead with the business and somebody's not interested, how do y'all fall back on the products? Like, what is your process with that?
Yeah, so I actually had this the other day, and I'm actually signing her tonight. So she had been liking my posts, and so I reached out to her about the business. I kind of follow the same format that I just shared. You know, like, I see this, this, and this in you. Have you ever thought about having a second stream of income or whatever? And the first thing, like, that was really exciting to me is that she responded. Like, that shows me that, okay, she's kind of interested. She may be interested. She didn't tell me no. She was like, I am so, excited for you. I love supporting you. All of the things. And then honestly, I just kind of led the conversation. Thank you so much for being so sweet. It has helped me reverse my PCOS. I no longer pass out. I have incredible energy. Do you suffer with any of those things? Because if you do, like, I'm your girl, hit me up. Just kind of be like, again, be yourself. And she, again, responded very politely, very nicely. She was not interested. She never said I'm interested at the time. Okay. Mind you, this was like a month ago. And she just reached out to me a few days ago. And she was like, hey, I struggle with this. I struggle with this. And I struggle with this. And then she said, how can I support you with your business? And so it was just like, it was like a really cool feeling, because I never felt slimy about the situation. I never felt awkward. Like, I was being true to myself. I was being very authentic in everything that I talked about. And so I think if you just have that belief in your business or in the products, then everything that you say, like, is going to be authentic. And there's nothing that you should be scared about in leading with either one. Does that help? Okay. Were there any more questions in the chat? I was trying to keep up, but I don't really give that much. Anybody have any questions? I will answer them all. No? We good? Okay, well, thank you guys so much for hopping on tonight and supporting everybody that spoke. Great job for all you golds that spoke for your first time on a team call. That is an incredible way to raise your leadership lid. So good job. Guys, have a great night, and we will see y'all next week. Bye.